Welcome, welcome. How's everybody's Yontiv? Shmak. We had Shurim here on Yontiv itself. It was unbelievable. People came. Shamshi walked over an hour uphill, they said. It's all uphill getting here, no? Both ways. Both ways. Yishkoyach for all those who walked in all the way from Gimel and from all different places. Yishkoyach. Yishkoyach to Gary, who organized the food. I don't know who else did. I know he did. Beautiful spread, mamish, good stuff, good stuff. There was parav iced coffee. I mean, it was regular, what? Paraveh. Right, in Hebrew it's paraveh. All right, so Yishkoyach to all the guests. Shalom Aleichem. It's a new Zman. Rabbi Isai, so this is day one in Morocco. Somebody, as I was walking here and I was trying to think of what to say, so this guy comes over to me and he's hacking me. And then he hacked me again, but he's very, very, what really bothered him is how come I didn't bring anything about Morocco in the Shir on Shavuos? How come I didn't mention Morocco in Shavuos? So here, this is for you. Day one. It's for all those who went to Morocco to relive it, all those who are thinking about next year. We're here in Marrakesh. We're having such a great time. Live from Marrakesh, Morocco. Asher bukhar buni mikol uamim All right, Givaldik. I got to tell you, I don't know if who I told this to, who I didn't, so I have to say it again. We had a guy, he was the mashbak. There's two guys that we hired for all the entire trip, 7 days, whatever it was. They went with us from beginning to end. One of them, Yossi Klein, said he has to be at my side. So he took it literally. So day one, whatever I said, I apologize. Day one, I told somebody, hey, stand over there, take a video. And I started running backwards, forwards. I was going around in circles. He's right there with me. Fine, so he became, but he had something special. Anybody that said free Palestine to us, he walked over to them, whispered something in their ear, we don't know what. And the guy goes, and started running, didn't stop for 2 blocks. He'd go over, like, let's say, like a moped wanted to like go between us. He goes over to the guy, whispers something in the guy's ear. The guy goes, just complete fear. We don't know what he said and what he did. Any peddlers that try to sell us anything, whether it's try to collect money from us or sell us soap, walks over to them. It's gone. Like nobody spoke to us. He had such people were. I don't know what it was. In the video you saw, we did this horse wagon thing. So there was a moped. I was in the last one. There was a moped. I said this maybe. I don't know when I said this. When did I say it? In Shir? Was it recorded? Yeah. It was recorded? Okay, so I'm not going to say it. Fine. Dear Rebelli, I'm 10 years old and I have done 125 dafim with MDY. I started at the beginning of Menachos, but this is the best part. And I love it. I love it, he says. Tzviki Rabinowitz, Gateshead, UK. Did I read this also? No. Who knows? The refreshments. That's, it's a different daf. We could say this. This is the
leftovers of being served.
Leftovers. In honor of his parents, for Michal and Brachas Pasnik. We have much knocks for all the children, grandchildren. I did show it. I printed it. Official edition and the White Shas, the Masechta, Zevin Yal Shulhof, Perek, the Benedict family, Daf Chov Gimel, Ari Friedman in memory of Yecheskel Meir, Ola Shalom Ben Tzvi Aryeh Ner Yair. Son. His own son, you think?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How old was his son? Little kid. All right, is the Shama should have an aliyah. Oh, I see. Tzvi Ari Friedman Ari. Tzvi Ari. David Salam dedicating memory of Avi Mari the Masechta Reb Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv Zechron Livracha. The Masechta, not the one that we do, but the Masechta here, Chullin. The Palchik Family Foundation, in gratitude to the consortium and the alliance and all they do to support MDY. Anonymous. Hatzlach and Baruch Nezuv Gashmis, and thank you to Chief Benny. Anonymous for complete refuah Shleima, Narichas Yom, Talea Bas Esther, B'Yamin Daniel Rosenfeld, Brias V'Simcha. Ari Simon refuah Shleima, V'Moiri Baruch Ben Miriam, B'Yamin Daniel Parnas B'Shefa. The Spanish year sponsors wishing the MDY family a good Yontiv and Chag Sameach. Yael Foundation team for the Merle Vuri and Yael Paliavich and their children Benjamin and Matt. Anonymous. For Shlema, for Avram Ishaya ben Slava Dvora and Rabbi Yerucham ben Yehudis. Shlomo Aviv Mastafsky, Nachman ben Nassim Mastafsky on the 50th yard side, Gimel Sivan. Kyle sponsors HYK Ventures and the schus for success of all our clients. Benjamin Daniel Rosenfeld, Bracha B'Parnasa. Monthly MDY Kids sponsor, Kinabech Zel Siyaz schus for Akiva Simul ben Fega. And Rivka Yudis Bas Yavachaya. MDY Art for the month, for Shlema Yonatan Eitan ben Besheva Bracha. For Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. For Hayela Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Today is Daf. What Daf are we doing now? Chav Gimel. Chav Gimel. Good. So we're holding 7 lines from the bottom by Boyer Zera. And these questions are very, very similar to each other. These dapim are very, very similar in terms of the structure, the questions, the kavachaimers. A lot of freebies. The entire sugyas are freebies, basically. Boy Reb Zera. Well, we have to be out of here by when?
12 o'clock.
34 minutes. Ah, that's more than enough.
This is the only time you actually said that it's true.
All right, one question, that's it. Boy Reb Zera. Ha'omer harei alai oilo min atoirim oi min b'nei hayoina. So we know toirim are the mature, the adults. B'nei yoina are the little guys. Vehevi tchilas hatziyuv shebezeh v'shebezeh. The Mishnah tells us that once it starts turning yellow, you can't bring either the toirim or the b'nei yoina. And this guy decided to bring the birds when they start becoming yellow. He said, I'm going to bring either adults or the chicks, the babies. And he brings like the in-between. And this puts us in a sugya of the in-between. I said already before that the children of Ramat Bet Shemesh are in-between children. They're nishtahin and nishtaher. They're not Israelis and they're not Americans. Here in Eretz Yisrael, they're not accepted as Israelis. And when they go to camp in America, everybody calls them Israelis. So somebody came over to me and said, you should know, it's actually a thing in the psychology world. They're called Yaldei Bet Shemesh. It is a thing. It's a known thing, okay? So it wasn't mechadish anything. So the question is, this bird, is it a third stage, a stage of turning yellow? Or we just don't know what it is? And if we don't know what it is, and this guy brought two of these, he brought a dove that's yellow and a pigeon that's yellow, so memanav shach he's yaitza, because if this bird is considered a baby, so it's a baby. It's considered an adult, it's an adult, so he's yaitza, either on the tar side or on the bnei yaina side. But either way, it was yaitza. But if it's a third category of a yellow pigeon, then he's not yaitza. Sveika hava v'nafik. Do we view a yellowish bird as a suffix? And memela is yaitza. Why is he yaitza? Because he brought a yellow dove and a yellow pigeon. Now, if you're going to tell me a yellow bird is a baby, okay, so he brought a ben yaina. And if you're going to tell me a yellow bird is l'chayra, an adult, so he brought a tar. Either way, he was yaitza. But idilma bria have it. No, it's a third category. V'lai nafik. He said he's going to bring Hari alai, means I am noider. I'm going to bring birds. I'm going to bring either Tairim or Bnei Yaina. He didn't bring either. He brought the in between stage. Omer Avet Oshma. Prat the Tchilas Hatziyuv. This pasuk right over here, it says V'mina oif oila karboni l'Hashem v'ikir mina Tairim oy min Bnei Yaina. So the word min is extra. What do I do with it? Prat the Tchilas Hatziyuv shebezeh v'shebezeh shepasel. The pasuk comes to tell me that when it starts becoming yellow, whether it's a dove or a pigeon, it's pasel. It makes sense that you need a pasuk to tell me that category 3 is no good. But if you're telling me it's not a category, it's just you don't know what it is, it's a krola muti sveika. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to tell you something that you don't know, you shouldn't bring. Why not? Klavi Shmaya, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that it's either an adult or it's a chick, so it's good either way. So why would the pasuk say that the suffix is no good? It says Gemara ki itzich kro lemute nirba v'nevad. You're right. There's no pasuk to tell me min. This pasuk right over here, min atayrim, is not coming to tell you that a yellow bird is possible for a carbon. No, it's coming to tell you that if somebody had relations with this bird, or somebody took this bird and used it as a vedazari, you can't bring it as a carbon. Now, why would I have a havamina you could bring such a bird? It's a disgusting kind of bird. Why would I have a havamina you could bring it as a carbon? So Gemara says, ki moshchasam bahem mumbam. By Karbanis it says moshchasam, hashchasa. The lashon of hashchasa is a lashon of avodah zara or arayis. It's either arayis or avodah zara. We see by the mabul hashchasa of all animals, avodah zara, and that's arayis. Avodah zara d'chsiv pentashchisim v'asis l'chem pesel kol shamon poisel boy dvarev avodah zara poisel boy. And Memel in the same pasuk says ki moshchasam bohem mum, the word mum together with hashchasa. So Memel kol shamon poisel boy Anything that a mum is a problem. So where is a mum a problem? By a behema, by a large animal. A mum, broken leg, you can't bring it as a karba. So Mamela would say that the hashchas also has to do with the mum. So when there's avodah zarah and there's arayas, that kind of animal you can't bring as a carbon. But the bird where there's no problem of mum, so maybe there's no problem of arayas and avodah zarah. There's no such thing as a zachar and a nekeva by these birds, right? Went through this whole thing that this year I discovered that there's no such thing by pigeons. No such thing as that. It's a physical thing. It's not. There is no zachars. There's no. You can't look at it with a microscope, not a microscope. We can't see anything. There's nothing there. So, but there's also no tamus. Tamus means that there's no such thing as being whole or not whole. So we already discussed this. By the way, I'm mamish confused because when was it? Erev Yontif and Yontif night, I did a total of 6 shiurim. 2 were repeats and 4 were recorded. So I have no idea what I said and what I didn't say in what year. No clue. So you better tell me if I said this or not. I'm pretty sure I said the eagle thing with the eagles, with the feathers, right? Did I say the Reb Shmuel Birnbaum in both shiurim? Yes. What didn't they say then?
No, he said that.
A night, but it was recorded. No. So you're going to ask somebody, well, if I can't remember, maybe you can remember. Reb Shmuel Birnbaum's story that he gave a bracha to a girl. You didn't hear it? You were here both shiurim? What? Chav Beis in English. In English? So I'll say it. I'll say it here to record it. It's a Mori de Gemaisa. I knew Reb Shmuel Birnbaum. I knew him. I saw him. I watched him learn many hours. I probably said 2 words to him my entire life. But he was the Rosh Yeshiva Demir in Brooklyn. And he's known as the Masmid Adar, one of the biggest Masmidim in the Dar. I didn't measure exactly, but that's what they said about him. Like he never stopped learning. He was always with Cheshbon. His son went to collect money at some person's house, and the guy says, "I want to give you a very large check." So he says, "Why?" He says, "Because of your dad, my wife is alive now, and we had a great marriage and a long this, that." So he says, "What's pshat?" He says, "Your father gave her a bracha that she should live. He promised my mother she's going to live." So the son says, "I know my father. He's never done something like that. It's not true. It's impossible. He's a Litvish Rosh Yeshiva. He doesn't make aftachas." He says, no, let me tell you what happened. He says, "Your father was sitting Shiva, and the Shiva was over. And he was in such pain that he wasn't learning. And that's, by the way, a lot of people after Shiva, they come to me and they tell me, the one thing that I cared about the whole Shiva was the daf. Didn't do the daf. But don't worry about it. I'm not going to make it up. I skipped ahead, and most people do make it up. They tell me, no, I already did, and I do 2 daf a day, the whole thing. I'm already caught up, basically. Fine." Shmuel is itching to learn. He walks out of the shiva. He's walking towards the yeshiva, and this woman stops him. She says, "Rosh Yeshiva," she says about herself, her daughter is very, very sick with the machla. Could you please come in for a minute and give her a bracha? So he's going to say no. So he says, "Okay, fine." So he walks up and he gives her a bracha, and the mother says, No. I want the Rosh Yeshiva. The Rosh Yeshiva should give me aftacha that she's going to live. He says, No, aftacha. No, I don't give it. Shiva aftacha. She positioned herself by the door, you know. So aftacha, she says, no. Could you? I need to go learn. Aftacha. Kid says she made him crazy, and Reb Shmuel was crazy, so to speak, to go learn. He wanted to learn. He was just dying to learn. She says, "Aftacha." But aftacha that she's going to get a good shidduch also. Says, no, I'm not getting aftacha. This kid said the whole story all over again. And finally, he caved in and he gave her the bracha. I think it was like another thing. I forgot what the third thing was. And off he runs to the Beis Medrash and he starts learning with this chavrusa. And then he tells his chavrusa, "Wait a minute, I gotta go to the side." So his chavrusa said he's never seen the Shiva go to the side. So he follows him, and he hears Reb Shmuel Birnbaum say, "Abaye and Rava, you know that I'm your biggest fan. You know that I missed you this whole week. Don't let me down. Don't make me make a chil Hashem. I promise this woman, do me a favor, take care of it. Take care of it." And he goes back to his chavrusa to learn. That was the Maisa. Okay. Huh? But I said it when?
You did, because then we said
Shavuos night. Shavuos night. That doesn't count. What happened? People were walking behind me on Shavuos night. We had a siddur here Shavuos night. What's not on video doesn't count. Wasn't recorded. Okay. Baruch Hashem. Okay, good. And Rabbi Willie didn't hear the story, so it's kedai just for him. It's a good story, no? Then we sing the song Abai V'Rova. We're not going to do it. We're not going to be Mitzayir Doyle now. How does that song go with Abai V'Rova? No, that part. That. V'Rova, Abai V'Rova, Abai V'Rova, Gadisho. No, but what are the words before that? Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Maybe those are the words. No. Okay. Zok daily Gemara. Bani oifos, hoyvel possible mumo, doma mar, tamas zachas beimo, be tamas zachas oifos. Eimo dvarer vavid zor nami livsable. I would have a mina that since there's no such thing as a mum by a bird. And there's no such thing as zachros. So maybe I could take a bird that somebody worshipped a desire to it and bring it as a carbon. Komashmalon, that's what the pasuk minat toirim. That's what it comes to tell us that you cannot. But there's a very important Rashi here that I want you to see. Rashi says over here, "Bebevik siv tom zachar v'oivlik siv bei loy tomim v'loy zachar hilkach loy paslebu mumim." Let me see that for a second. The bag. Let me see. Shkoyach. Kigoyin dukim sheba'ayin.
It's his edibles. Come on. Hook him up.
Not in a bag, my friend. Not in a bag. Not in a crunchy bag.
Just looking outside.
You'll see, if you're going to sit right over here, you got to know the rules. What, it's his?
It's his edibles.
Maybe I should have one. Let me check it out for a second. Do you want one? Hold on a second. Shkoyach. Thank you. Do not bring, there's no bags allowed in this room. There's no noises allowed in this room. Breathing is Bekoishi tir loy mishalom b'Shabbos. Avaloif loy sibei loy tamim v'loy zachar hilkach loy pasibu mum ktarim kegoin dukim sheba'ayin. Cataracts are not a problem. Elo mumim gdoilim. Why mumim gdoilim? Listen to this. Kegoin mechusa ever. You can't show up to the Beis Hamikdash with a bird without a leg. Why? Says Rashi. It's not because of the problem of a mum. The problem is, I said this as a good. This guy Yisrael Lichter came here one Friday, brought me a tray of candy, put it by his seat, and he walked to the back to get a coffee. He comes back, and what are you showing me? Oh, that I don't know. Gershon is saying something on the screen. So a kid came and he thought it was for everybody. He took out half the candy, or whatever. It was one tray, one compartment. He was very, very distraught. When I walked in, he was not himself. He said, "What happened?" He said, "I wanted to give you this. I can't give it to you. That's it." I see this like, okay, the kid took a few candy. No. The next week he comes to my house with a tray. He came up the stairs. He said, "I can't bring it to the basement anymore. I can't guard it like that." He gives it to me. What's the point? You can't give somebody a gift that's missing half the candy or 10% of the candy. There's a hole in it. It's not good. So if you can't give the Magichir a tray like that, you can't bring to the HaKadosh Baruch Hu a bird that's missing a leg. It's a pasnisht. It's not because of the mum. It's because of Akrivei Yunel Fechosecha. The famous pasuk, would you bring something like this to the ruler of the city? No. So if you can't bring it to the ruler of the city, you can't bring it to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Zok. Zok to Gemara. Boy Reb Zera. So now we're doing the same sugya again, basically. Oh, let me show you. Okay, I don't even have to show you. If I show you this picture, you know what it is. I don't have to show the whole video. We just showed it, so we're not going to show it. Boy Reb Zera. A guy says, I take upon myself to bring in oila, a behema. From what? What type? Mina ayil or mina keves. Keves is up to 12 months old. Ayil is from 13 months on. What about between 12 and 13? Between 12 and 13 is called a palgus, a Bet Shemesh kid. Vehevi palgus mao. We're just going to start calling Bet Shemesh kids palgus. Palgus. Azriel, you're a palgus? No. Where's he from? Is he Shleim? Shleim. Okay. Palgus mao. Oh, so we have this. This is the older one. You know what? Let me show you the new one first. Or, no, let's do the sugi, then I'll show it to you. I'll leave it there. According to Rabbi Yochanan, you're not yoitza by bringing a palgas because it's a bria b'fnei atzma. It's a third category. It's not a keves, it's not an ayil, it's called a palgas. This nan, hikriva, if you bring a palgas to the Beis HaMikdash, what do you do in terms of nesachim? Now, to remind the Olam, we learned a lot about this in Menachos. This is just one. The guy on the right is a keves. He brings one isar and silas. The guy all the way to the left is an ayil. Brings two isar isroinim. So in terms of the flour, very different. Double if you're an ayil. In terms of the wine, instead of a quarter of a revius, you bring a third. You bring a shlishas ahin. Okay. So you brought a palgas. What do you bring? So what you bring like the ayil all the way to the left. You bring the same amount of wine, the same amount of flour. Great. Maybe all of nischei ayil vein oil mizivchay, but you weren't yaitza. Why? Because you said either an ayil or keves. You brought a palgas. I'll tell you why. Oila ayil rabbis is a palgas. So over here, Rabbi Yochanan is saying in the pasuk it talks about a palgas. So that means it's a bria b'fnei atzmo. The pasuk is not going to be talking about a savik. The pasuk is talking about a bria b'fnei atzmo. It's a new category called the palgas. According to Rav Pada, the Omar Maisu Masni says, Rav Pada, what do? You bring all the two esroinim, let's say, of flour. You bring that to the Beis HaMikdash. You say, if my palgas is an ayil, so the two esroinim of flour for it. But if my palgas is really a keves, and I was supposed to bring only one isarin, so one isarin goes to him, and one isarin is just an adava. He makes it tonight. And he doesn't even mention the fact that he's a bria, that he's a palgas, that he might be his own category. Perhaps he also talks about the fact that he might be a third category called the palgas. And there's zero flour for a palgas. It's not mentioned in the Torah anything about a palgas flour. The whole thing should be an adava teiku. We don't have an answer. Boys, here's a video for tonight. Professor Ayal, he's a psycholog, he's a psychologist.
On the one hand, everyone constantly treats me like a child. But on the other hand, I'm already 17. That is not a kid anymore.
Yes, I know that struggle very well. It's exactly what I went through when I turned 12 months old. On the one hand, I wasn't a kid anymore, but I wasn't a ram either.
A ram?
It's called the Palgas Complex.
Palgas complex. Very good. Okay, 1 minute. I want to show you this other Palgas thing that we did a long time ago.
יעמוד חתן חבת מצווה כבש בן אוהיל.
I am not a keves.
אוהיל בן אוהיל.
I am not a oihil.
I'm reminding you, he is not 13 years old. He is 13 months old. He finished his first year and started his second year. Got it?
יעמוד הפלגס 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 בן אוהיל. מזל טוב, מזל טוב. But my nesachim, just like Ayil.
Shkoyach. We almost forgot about that one. Had to remind Yoshi. Had no idea what I was talking about. Okay, Zokti Gemara. Oh, sponsors. You should know, you weren't even here and I said a sponsor by mistake. Adar Global, Specialist in International Financial Services, Chaim Milrad, Linush Masimi Rossi, Fraredo Bas Yitzchok, Oleh Shalom. What? I didn't say sponsors in Chobet. Really? No, I'm not going to. Then for sure we don't owe you anything because you were here and you didn't make a machah on the spot. So how? You can't come later. If you weren't there, if you didn't, that's it. You're too late. Lost, next. Fine. We'll see what we can do about it. Boy Reb Zera. All right, Rabbi Isai, same thing all over again. Same kind of question. Boy Reb Zera. So we know there's something called matzah and something called chametz. But there's something in between. I don't remember what Masechta we learned it. Probably in Menachos. Yeah. These are the breads that if something good happens to someone, he got out of a disease, he went through the Sahara Desert. What else? Or he went on a private plane across the Sahara Desert. On a cruise. Huh? Bit by a monkey. Who's this, your dad? Grandfather, Shalom Aleichem, grandfather. What's your name?
Yankov Benefit.
From where?
Born in Sweden, grew up in Denmark,
Yeah.
married in Switzerland, living in London.
In London. From all those good places, you picked London at the end. Wow. Wow. Oh! Rabbi Isai, no, it just reminded me, in 1 month from now, mamish 1 month, I'm going to be in Austria for 2 weeks. Inviting the Olam, anybody could come. We're not doing a program. The program is a Weber tour program. Unbelievable food. That's why I'm going there again. Last year, me, the Kamyanskis, and the Fixes, we went there. We loved it, so we're going back. And we said we're going to tell the Olam about it. So whoever wants to come, come. But a big Olam from England. A big, I don't know, I didn't hear numbers exactly. A contingency from England is coming there. For like spend Shabbos. You could come for a day, 3 days, see the Alps, see HaKadosh Baruch Hu's things, and leave. And I'm not entertaining the Olam, telling the Olam again, but I'll be there with the Olam. So, what is it? Shir every day, 2 shiurim live, the whole thing. We'll schmooze with the guys at breakfast, and hopefully they don't tag along on my little hikes. It's not like in Morocco where we went together. And I'm not going to have him. I should bring him back. I should bring the mashbach. That's a good idea. Anyway, so if somebody went through some tsaras, he was in jail and he came out of jail, so he brings a taida. Today we call it a hagoimel. And he'd bring 40 breads total. 10 of them are chametz, 30 of them are matzah. This guy says, I want to bring 10 breads for a taida. Either chametz or matzah, I'm not decided yet. I'm undecided. And the guy, what does he do? He does the palgus thing. He does the in-between thing. What's the in-between? It's called siyar. It's not chametz, it's not matzah, it's siyar. So you have the same kind of question again. It's the same Reb Zera asking the question. Now, let's talk about seer. Seer, take a look at this. You have to look carefully because you see how it's all shiny? It's and now it just turned non-shiny. That's hichsif poneh. That shitas remeir, that makes it seer. That's seer. But you get malchus if you eat it, according to Remeir. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's when it starts cracking and it looks like the antennas of a grasshopper. Okay, so here it starts cracking. That's a later stage. And according to, here you can see the grasshopper on the left. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, you don't get any penalty. You don't get einish. According to Remeir, you get malchus. And you can see, according to Remeir, hichsif poneh. Okay. So, the Gemara says, Sir Deman. The Gemara does something here just to make it interesting, because basically the Gemara is going to say it goes according to Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yehuda, because Rabbi Yehuda says there's no punishment, and it's possible that he means that it's a category in its own. There's no punishment. What do you mean there's no punishment? Because either it's a suffix, I don't know what to do, or it's a category on its own. But according to Remeir, it's obvious. That's what? It's chametz. It's no good. Why would Remeir say you get malchus? Because it's like chametz. Okay. Who's new here that wants to say Shalom Aleichem? You guys, the two of you? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? From? Ooh, what are you doing here? You came for Yontif?
My brother's wedding.
Ooh, wow, mazel tov, mazel tov. When is that? Right after? It was before.
Today was Shabbos.
Gewaldig. Okay, and who are you?
Yaakov's driver. Mordechai Weiner's brother.
Driver. So like he's a chashuv guy. You're his mashbak. His mashbak. Excellent.
Cappuccino.
What?
He came for the cappuccino.
Ah, did he get one? Geschmack. Okay, excellent. So you're going to be writing us the email. I came to drive my nephew and I ended up stuck here. Haven't missed a daf since. Halavai. Say halavai. Amen. When you have time. Okay. So says the Gemara like this. Very simple. Sir Deman. Isir the Remeir. Let's do it balpeh. According to Remeir, hichsif poneh. It changed colors, but you get malchus. So, according to Remeir, it's only changed colors. What would Rabbi Yehuda say in Rabbi Meir's case? It's garnished. Garnished binished. If the stage later where it already looks like a grasshopper, he says you don't get einish. So in Rabbi Meir's case, it's nothing. So Isir the Rabbi Meir l'Rabbi Yehuda, matzah ma'al yusihi. This is matzah, and if I brought 10 breads made out of this stuff, I'm yaitza my neder because I gave 10 breads of matzah, and that's also good. Either Rabbi Yehuda or Rabbi Meir. Sorry. Either Rabbi Yehuda. Now, let's say it happened. It's already cracking. According to Rabbi Meir, what is Rabbi Meir going to say in the cracking? Malchus. If before the cracking you get malchus, and certainly if it cracked, it's malchus, it's chametz gomer, and therefore what? I'm yaitza my neder. Either Rabbi Yehuda or Rabbi Meir, chametzu. I brought 10 breads of chametz. I'm yaitza my neder. I said either chametz or matzah. I didn't say what. Vidre Meir Rabbi Meir. Okay, so let's say that's talking about that it's just hichsif poneh, just change colors. But according to Rabbi Meir, you get malchus. Again, it's chametz. Either Rabbi Meir or Rabbi Meir, midlaki alei chametz. The Gemara just went through all these steps just to get to the bottom step. Here we are, Elder Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yehuda. It's talking about Rabbi Yehuda that it looks like a grasshopper, but you don't get einish. My it's a suffix. But I brought either matzah or I brought chametz. I brought chametz or matzah. Which one? I don't know. Hashem will decide. But my neder I was yaitz. I said I was going to bring 10 breads either or. So it's either or. Or no. I did with briu or maybe there's a third category called this chametz, matzah, and siur. And because I brought siur, I wasn't yaitz in my neder. I said I was going to bring 10 of chametz or 10 of matzah. I didn't say I was going to bring 10 of siur. I'm not yaitz. Okay. So that's the whole suffix here. And we remain in the suffix. But the Gemara just asks, what happened there? What was the story? Why in the world would somebody say, I'm going to bring 10 breads of taida? Everybody knows you have to bring 40 breads of taida. If somebody just says, I'm going to bring the breads of the taida, maybe taida the lachma. You have to bring both the taida and the bread. Now, this person now owes 40 breads. Now, he doesn't know if the seer is chametz, and therefore he brought chametz, and that he owes the matzah part. Or maybe he brought some of the matzah, and he has to bring another 20 matzah and 10 chametz. He has no idea. So what did he gain? Either way, he's going to have to bring 40 breads. What happened was, he's not going to bring 40 breads. He only said, I'm going to bring 10. I'm going to help my friend out. I know my friend can't really afford 40 breads. You know what? On me, I got 10. I got you for 10. Says the Gemara, he didn't help his friend at all. The friend has no idea what the seer is. Is seer chametz, and therefore he has to bring the rest matzah, or is the seer matzah and he has to bring chametz? What should he do? What kind of friend is that? Says the Gemara, he's not a friend that's helping out over here. It's not going to help at all. But the question is, the guy that made the neder, is he yoitz or not? Maybe Gary they neither enough. The question is, this guy that promised he's going to bring 10 breads of either chametz or matzah, was he yoitz with the seer? He didn't help his friend at all. His friend is going to have to bring 40 breads. You're right. But what about the guy that made the neder? Was he yoitz or not? That's the shayla. What do we do? Should we do?
Yeah.
We'll just stop over here because it's Moshe Shabbos and the Israelis are waiting to come in. Teiku, Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful week. Yishkoyach for coming.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.